Doesn't look like Miley Cyrus.
No, it is the eyes and the lips.
Is it? Then where's the wrecking ball?
That one cannot. That one a little bit haram this time around. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to PixelStudio's Now You Know series, where each of us takes turns to present an informative show so that we can all learn something new and enrich ourselves together, because learning is something lifelong. After the presentation, please do join us for the quiz segment to test yourself on the new topic. Today we have Rayen to take us through today's presentation, and he will be presenting to us about
Marvel's Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man!
Yeah.
Or you're gonna ask which is the best Spider-Man? Is it Tobey Maguire?
It's not about
Andrew
instrument,
Garfield?
right?
It's not about
Spider-Man
what?
instrument, right? What is that?
Instrument? What instrument?
No, because for the past three presentations, it's all about instruments, right?
Yeah.
I will test you on the music in Spider-Man.
I forgot how it sounds like. Alright, let's go, Spider-Man!
At first I thought that was Comic Sans.
No lah. How dare I use Comic Sans? Okay, so Spider-Man is a comic book superhero created by writer Stan Lee and illustrator Steve Ditko. He is Peter Parker, an American teenager and orphan who was bitten by a radioactive spider that gave him his superpowers. I think all of us know this, basic knowledge of Peter Parker. His powers include superhuman strength, speed, and agility, along with the ability to cling to walls and a spider sense that alerts him of impending danger. For the inspiration, Stan Lee was inspired by a fly crawling on the wall and thought about what it would be like for a person to have the ability to stick to walls like an insect. So after running through different names like Mosquito Man and Insect Man, he ended up with Spider-Man. So even after being told that the audience would be repelled by the character's spider motif, Stan Lee decided to proceed with the debut of Spider-Man, and it resulted in great success. In 2017, Stan Lee actually shared this story in a keynote speech to graduates at the UCLA extension graduation ceremony.
If you have an idea that you genuinely think is good, don't let some idiot talk you out of it. Now, that doesn't mean that every wild notion you come up with is going to be genius, but if there is something that you feel is good, something you want to do, something that means something to you, try to do it, because I think you can only do your best work if you're doing what you want to do.
I totally agree. That's why we have PixelStudio now.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. It's quite inspirational. So basically telling you to do what you want to do as long as you know you have your passion and interest in it.
That drive is there.
I believe in what you do.
Correct.
Okay, so his first appearance was in final issue of a cancelled series called Marvel Comics Amazing Fantasy in August 1962. So even though he was originally created as a filler story, readers wanted to see more of Spider-Man. So at that time, having a teenager as a main superhero character was out of the norm in comic books, even more so for his characteristic being one who has everyman doubts, neuroses, and money problems. So he faced real-world issues, made mistakes, and learned from them. These were what made him so relatable and well-loved. This resulted in an ongoing comic series that began with The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1, Issue 1, in March 1963. Through the 59 years since, the series had ended and continued on multiple occasions, with the latest being Issue 894 as of today. So for his origin story, right from the start, Spider-Man's behavior was unlike any of the heroes we know, where they use their superpowers to fight crime or help people. When he got his abilities, he used it to gain fame by becoming a television celebrity. After his first performance, he refused to stop a robber from stealing the television station's studio box office receipts. His new life took a terrible twist when a burglar murders his uncle, Ben Parker, a few days later. And devastated by his uncle's death, Peter tracked down his killer and discovered that the murderer is the robber he had allowed to escape from the television station. This was when he learned that with great power there must also come great responsibility. However, unlike the films, this well-known line was not Uncle Ben's last words to Peter, but a narrative instead, which you can see in the image on the right. That was in Amazing Fantasy issue 15. If you watch the first Hollywood Spider-Man film with Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker, you can tell that this origin story was actually very well adapted in the film. It's pretty much identical. Through the success of Spider-Man, we also get new and relieved experiences. Marvel expanded Spider-Man's world to other mediums, such as animated cartoons, live-action films, musical, and many video games. So one of the nostalgic games I remember playing as a kid on the PlayStation 2 is the Spider-Man, the movie, which was based on the first Spider-Man film with Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker in 2002. It was an amazing experience back then, with it being the first Spider-Man game that allowed players to actually web sling from building to building to chase and fight villains as Spider-Man. It was an awesome feature that was brought back in the Marvel Spider-Man game in 2016. And this game had much improved modern day graphics and the added ability to web sling throughout an entire city. And the game was so successful that 2 sequels followed, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales in 2020 and Marvel Spider-Man 2 scheduled to be released in 2023 for the PlayStation 4 and 5. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we got to relive our childhood and see our favorite heroes and villains grace the silver screen again, fighting alongside and against the new heroes in Spider-Man No Way Home. Seeing how Tobey Maguire stretched his back with Andrew Garfield kind of reminded me of how we actually grew old with these characters. I also got back pain. so it's we really grew old with these characters. They aged with us. We were young when we watched these Spider-Man and now they are together with the younger Spider-Man. It was quite nice, quite a nice feeling. So the teens back then have grown into adults, and those who are parents now have the opportunity to show their kids the heroes that they grew up with and also enjoy watching both of their childhood heroes together in action. So I thought it was quite amazing and could only be done thanks to Marvel and Sony sharing the movie rights of Spider-Man, as well as the idea of a multiverse. Before the MCU multiverse existed, we have the Spider-Verse in the comics. So it is a 2014 to 2015 comic series that uses the multiverse concept to bring together all the different versions of Spider-Man from various comics and introduce new ones. There are more than 30 versions of Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse comics, including ones from the future and the past, different nationalities, animals, gender, age, and even one where he became a humanoid spider. So the idea of the Spider-Verse comics also brought us the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse animated film in 2018, which won numerous awards for its amazing animation, as well as the Venomverse comic series in 2017, where Venom symbiotes bonded with familiar heroes and gathered them to fight a war against a new alien race known as the Poison.
Is that Captain America X Venom? Because I noticed there's an A.
Yeah, so there's Captain Marvel here, this is Iron Man. But some of these are actually not shown in the comics. It's just a cover art lah. So some that appeared got Wolverine.
I see Black Panther.
Ant-Man, Captain America. But the Captain America design is actually different in the comics lah. It's a entirely black color design. Yeah, it's quite cool. The comic is quite nice. So if you're interested in reading the Spider-Verse and Venomverse comics, you can find physical copies in our libraries or digital copies through the NLB mobile. References. Time for the quiz. Okay, let's go. Start the quiz. Question 1.
Cicak man out of context.
No lah, where got Kluang Man?
Oh yeah.
Name one of Spider-Man's co-creators. So there's 2 creators, right? Just now earlier, the very first slide. There's 2 creators. So just name one.
I only know one. I only remember one lah.
Yeah lah. Everyone will remember Stan Lee lah.
I remember Steve lah, but I don't know the Ditko one.
Oh right. Hana is not here. How come there's only?
Yeah, nobody to fight the the highest, the top
At least
spot.
she tune in.
Yeah, everyone got it right.
She come in last minute.
So Cicak Man is Shafiq ah?
Yes.
Yeah.
This one Spider Fika, I thought it's Shafiq sir. Confusing sir. Okay, next question 2. Okay, based on his first comic appearance, which one of the following is not a superpower? This one is a trick question. You must make sure that it's not a superpower. Like everything else is. So there's one that is not a superpower.
Lama.
Jing jing. 6 seconds. Faster.
I think it's this one.
That's what thing.
Yeah, correct.
Ooh, nice.
Aiyo.
Got it.
Web shooting
Because- Am I allowed to say this? Because it's spoilers for the movie. So I remember from the movie is that I think only the Tobey Maguire one can web shoot, like, and then
the rest
Andrew
of
Garfield
they
and
use something, is it?
yeah, they use something.
Yeah.
I think the Red Bullets, the Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland version, they didn't. That's why
Yeah.
during the movie they said, oh, you can shoot that came up.
It's
with
organic one. His one is
Yeah.
organic. Yeah, then the rest of them is like a gadget to shoot the webs. So
So
they
like-
actually invent their own. Then based on the comics, right, the very first appearance, he actually uses this gadget as well. So he made his own web shooter.
I see. Didn't know that.
Chichaman don't know.
I mean, also don't know.
Okay lah, perhaps I answer the next question wrong, then Pika can shoot ahead.
First one.
Yeah.
Come on, Nika! Woo!
Okay, Stanley was inspired by a
Lipas.
thing crawling on the wall. Is it a fly? Is it a cockroach? Is it an ant?
You really
A
put
spider? Or is it
Did you just add that, Rayen?
Something is wrong. Something's wrong.
Oh.
Fly off.
Oh no. Indra got it? Indra?
Yeah, I got fly, but I don't know.
Then-
But nope, I didn't got it. I got fly.
Okay. Then how about Shafika?
Oh, I didn't manage to press submit.
But you also choose
What
fly?
do you select? What do you
I just choose one.
Huh? You anyhow choose?
I forgot.
Chicha, is it? You choose chicha.
Hey, you forget the no marks already. Next. Question 4. Okay, what was the other name Stan Lee had considered for Spider-Man?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
lama.
two names. There's two names.
I remember.
So just any one will do. Not Chicha Man.
Yeah, it's this.
Seconds, 5 seconds.
Which is quite ridiculous lah.
Forgot
I think when they give that name, will never be
But what Spider Kid? Man is correct.
Insect Man, correct?
Yeah.
Imagine you say Ant-Man.
Mosquito Man.
Mosquito Man, what the hell?
Isn't Ant-Man also another character?
Yeah lah.
Ant-Man is
Ant-Man.
another one. Yeah,
It is.
Ant-Man, yeah.
The
Yeah.
one.
Now you think of it, it sounds crazy, but if they develop the character well, even like Mosquito Man can be quite powerful. Because you see Spider-Man, if you think back, Spider-Man nothing so special, but you look at the character and everything.
But Spider-Man, like there's some some people are scared of spiders, but if you put mosquito, people just get
Oh
annoyed.
yeah. It's like a pest or something like that.
Yeah.
Either you're the
there's
villain can,
some difference lah. Like in
I don't think
characteristic
you want-
wise.
I don't think you want to put like a character like Cockroach Man or something like that. Right?
Yeah, lor. But you see, like for Ant-Man, they also have the wasp, the Ant-Man and the wasp. Then you also got the hornet,
Yeah.
yellow jacket. Yeah.
Correct.
Mosquito Man would be quite funny.
The black, no, like vampire.
You're a vampire already. Yeah, Afika and Shafiq dropped already.
Pika, what happened? I just praised you.
Cannot praise her.
So, what is the name of the series? Is it Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Powers, Fantasy, or Adventures? Faster! Ding ding. Oh, nobody got it. Hey!
Hey, Rayen, very fast. How?
10 seconds, ma.
10 seconds a bit too fast. thinking, all gone already.
Okay, so no
Nobody
one got it
got
right.
it.
It was it's Amazing Fantasy. My bad.
That's why, like, 10 seconds gone already.
After 59 years, the Amazing Spider-Man comic series is still considered to be ongoing. What is the latest issue number?
Alamak, everything is something, maybe all 8 something.
Yeah, all 8 something, man. All 8 something.
I think I just whacked like.
So I remember.
Nice.
Ayo,
I went correctly.
Shafiq.
Yeah, one digit
Yeah, man.
number different.
Okay, question 7. Okay, when Spider-Man first got his abilities, he used it to become a
Ebery.
what? Television celebrity, movie star. photographer, crime fighter. Yes.
Celebrity.
Oi, who is this?
Oh, Africa.
Yeah, Africa. Yeah, so he became a television celebrity by showing off his powers and gaining fame. Yeah. His photographer, that one is for his journalistic job after he became Spider-Man. Question 8. So in Spider-Man's first comic appearance, Uncle Ben taught Peter that with great power there must also come great responsibility. Is it true or false? Keyword is comic appearance. Hint hint. True or false? Nice.
It's only in the movie, right?
Yes, it was in the movie.
This one is you say the narrative.
Question 9. What is the name of the Spider-Man comics multiverse? This one, trick question, huh?
Walao eh.
Got hyphen, no hyphen?
Oh my
capital
god.
V. Okay, I give you a hint. It has hyphen. Choose one. Oh, nice. Oh, you got it.
Oh, got capital letters though. What the heck?
Yeah, so for some reason they are quite particular about this in all their
Is it?
branding.
Oh,
Yeah, so
branding,
even in their comics it's all titled Spider-Verse this way.
Wow.
Branding lah.
A lot is branding lor. Yeah. But the next question is
The
next question is Venomverse. So this one trick question. This one doesn't have a hyphen. Doesn't have a hyphen. So is it a capital V or a small V?
Wow, eh.
Don't have hyphen.
Tikam this one. No, I didn't pay attention.
Aiyo.
Yeah, so very oddly they don't use the same way that they did for Spider-Verse. They use the small letter and no hyphen instead. Not sure if it's like a kind of like the looks of it or what. Yeah. Hafiz, woo!
Hafiz, you got it.
no, excuse you. I got that correct. Okay.
Oh, you're
Spider-Man fan.
Oh, you're fan, Spider-Man fan.
No.
Congrats.
Thank you very much. And with that, you can always join us again in the next episode to put your memory game to the test during the quiz segment. Thanks, Rayen, for the presentation, and we hope that everyone has learned something new in today's episodes, even if you're not a Marvel or Spider-Man fan. So always stay hungry for new information and topics, and always stay safe and take care wherever you are. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.